Peace is Brother Polight, and we here at Apple a Day. I'm with my beautiful daughter, my aunt, and we over here, we doing our thing, but I got a pop quiz for homeschool, and I want to know, aside from vitamins A, C, K, and all that other good stuff, omega-3, what's some of that fancy talk? What avocados have in them?
Antibacterial, antioxidant, and flavonoids.
That's right. It has antibacterial and antioxidant flavonoids. Very powerful. And so I want to know, what do walnuts have in it?
Biotin.
Yes, and biotin produces what protein?
Keratin.
And keratin helps produce what for the human body?
Hair, nails, and skin.
That's right, hair, nails, and skin. But walnuts also have selenium in their skin. And selenium helps produce the hormone serotonin. But first and foremost, when I say the word hormone, what word comes to mind?
Instructions.
Instructions, that's right. So what instructions does serotonin give the human body?
Happiness.
That's right. Tells us to be happy. Perfect. Just like if a person's stressed out, the body produces what hormone?
Cortisol.
That's right. It gives instructions for you to produce cortisol. And the cortisol does what? What happens when a person starts producing cortisol?
It makes you forget.
That's right. So the instructions is to forget, because if something stresses you out and stress hurts the body produces hormones called cortisol, so the cortisol can take you away from that environment. It's asking you to forget about whatever's taking place, forget about what's going on. Sometimes victims of crime completely forget what took place because of the stress and the production of the cortisol. True story. How much grams of protein does the average sedentary female need?
46.
How much grams of protein does the average sedentary male need?
56.
That's right. By sedentary, we mean inactive, people that sit down most of the time. They sit down to drive the bus, sit down to drive an Uber, have desk jobs. You're not really active during the day. If you're active, you're going to need a little more than that. How much ounces of fiber does the average female need?
0.8 of an ounce.
0.8 of an ounce. How much ounces of fiber does the average male need?
1.26.
Woo! And if it's organic, that means what?
It's created by plants or animals.
And if it's inorganic, it means what?
Not created by plants or animals.
Listen, let me tell you something. This is holistic mathematics. I'm super proud of my daughter. Super proud. You know, I love this girl. I love this girl so much. I'm so proud of her because, real talk, we need to cheers. We need to drink a shot to this. And the reason why I'm proud of you is I don't want my child to ever have to guess what they're supposed to eat on a plate of food. You feel me? And one of the other things that's very important about biotin, which is also known as B7, that's also found within the confines of a walnut, is that it helps you metabolize proteins, carbohydrates, and fat. You hear what I'm saying? And you got to also understand, when we're dealing with holistic mathematics, it takes 1 to 2 hours for carbohydrates to convert into the necessary energy that the human body needs. It takes 3 to 4 hours for protein to convert into the necessary energy that the human body needs. And then fats take 5 to 6 hours to convert into the necessary energy that the human body needs. So each plate of food looks like 6 hours of energy. In my child's eyes, when she sees a plate of food, she sees 6 hours of energy. That's important because you go through different intervals of sleep, and one of which, being the deepest sleep, is REM sleep, and it's interrupted. If you ate after 10:30, then you got 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. And if you have energy going through your body in between every 2 hours, in between every 4 hours, in between every 6 hours, then you never get to hit your deepest sleep. It keeps being interrupted by the food you ate so late. And that means your endocrine system, which is responsible for hormonal regulation, hormones give your body instructions, just like insulin is a hormone. So diabetes is what? A hormonal disorder. That's what we should say. Because insulin is instructions to do what? Insulin gives instructions for the cells to open up their walls to allow blood sugar to go inside, so the cells can metabolize. Okay? And if the cells don't know to open their doors, then you wind up with too much blood sugar in your body, and it's just there in excess. That's a problem. And so when you have a problem producing insulin, which is instructions, where do people get their instructions from? They start giving you instructions from the cow and from the pig. So when people are getting 14 pills, those pills, and then and the fancy people that got more money, they get recombinant DNA. So that's when they take like yeast and bacteria and work it with some technology to give your body instructions. But for poor people, when they get their diabetics solutions or treatments, they are receiving instructions from, listen to this, they're receiving their instructions from cows and from pigs. Even if you're Muslim and you're a diabetic, you're getting instructions from a pig. And your body is like, yo, I don't want to follow the dictates from a cow or pig. I'm not designed to follow their instructions. And so what happens is you need to take pills to seduce you into accepting instructions from pigs and cows. But your body still realizes these are not the orders that we should be following. And so that's why people who have diabetes have to keep taking the same pills over and over and over and over again. And when we suffer the consequence of giving our children cow's milk, we're giving their body hormones. Hormones are instructions. So we're giving our children instructions to become very big 400-pound cows from the size of 65 pounds. And that's why we have so much childhood obesity. This is the build, though. We're just building. What does homeschool work? Well, we got a holistic mathematics course that's coming up, as well as wealth building courses coming up for children and adults. Once I'm done with this master class, and if you bought the master class, you're going to get a discounted rate for that. But once I'm done with this master course, or additional information I should say, once I'm done with this master course, we're going to go into that parent course. We're going to show children how to make money to be entrepreneurs. We're going to set your children up businesses that's perfectly legal at their age, where they can make monies online. And we also want to make sure, what? That your children are healthy, because one false move and they're being established as having ADHD or ADD. And a lot of times the symptoms for puberty, malnutrition, or anxiety are the very symptoms that they qualify as ADHD. So stop falling for it. Simple stuff like that. Our children are brilliant, but they might be dealing with separation anxiety. Might be going through puberty in addition to having some kind of anxiety. They may be malnutrition because you're not mathematically sound in what they're supposed to get proportionately as far as food or sleep, because the hours that we need that deep sleep for, we're talking about 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. If you got energy surging through your body during those hours because you eating late night meals, that equals 6 hours of energy production at intervals of 2, 4, and 6. What's going to happen is you won't get the REM sleep, which is when your body resets from the trauma that has undergone during the day, dealing with negative people's energy, the stress, dealing with the impact from walking on the ground and your organs shaking, breathing in the horrible air. Your body has to reset, and it needs that REM sleep for that resetting to take place. So a lot of you never get a chance to reset. You're never supposed to wake up and still be tired. True story. But we'll connect with you. I'm just glad. Thank you very much for listening. I thank my beautiful daughter, Matt. Thank you, baby girl. I like to thank her. I love her. She's so beautiful. She's so important to me. She got a Tranquility Tango in there. I wouldn't dare ask her to say it because she'd be fumbling with the damn word Tranquility so much. But she got a Tranquility Tango drink there, full of walnut. Okay? And there's more math to the walnut that has an omega-3 in it that doesn't exist nowhere on planet Earth other than the walnut, but that's another conversation. Omega-3 also produces serotonin, or helps aid in the production of serotonin, which gives our body instructions to be happy, move away from negativity. So we don't need cortisol, emphasizing that we disregard what's taking place so our body can protect us from whatever is causing us to hurt ourselves vicariously through the operation of stress. Just talking with you. Let's get this ginger shot on. Peace and many blessings. Say peace, baby.